It's 8:15.
जय श्री राम बाबा जी।
साईं मेरा बच्चा साईं, जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। पुत्र एक काम करें, साई से चित्र एक रैंडमली निकालो. Let's see what Baba has to put on for all of us today.
Gurudev, Naman.
Sai. Till the time he opens up randomly, let's all of us, let's go for a little journey to go by. Take bacha, he's after my life. Finally got that, but let's go that. Or something, I will go out chanting on something. It says, I'll do a modified version of that. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram,
Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram,
आंखें बंद करके बाबा से प्रार्थना करें. What is the teaching? And open. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Satchidananda Sadguru Sainath. Isn't it beautiful? So today, I requested Aditya to open Science Sachitra and request Baba, what is the teaching you want to give us today? So the chapter is, these two chapters relate the story of rich gentleman who wanted Brahmagyan quickly from Sai Baba. Is it not amazing, Buddha? Quickly. Did I say anything with that? Yeah, sure. So this is a beautiful story of where Baba's Leela, that what is the importance of a Brahmagyana? That's very key. Buddha. The last chapter described how Mr. Cholker's vow of small offering was completed and accepted in the story. Sai Baba showed that he would accept with appreciation any small thing offered with love and devotion. But if the same thing was offered with pride and heartiness, he would reject it, being himself full of Satchit Anand, pure conscious knowledge and bliss. He did not care much for mere outward formalities, but in an offering he was made in a humble spirit. The same was welcome, and he accepted it with pleasure and avidity. In fact, there is no person more generous and benevolent than a Satguru like Sai Baba. He cannot be compared to the Chintamani jewel, the Kalpatru, the celestial tree with fulfills our desires, or the Kamdhenu, the celestial cow with yields what we desire. They give us only what we desire. But the Sadguru gives us the most precious thing, that is inconceivable and incredible, the reality. Now let's us hear how Sai Baba disposed of a rich man who came to him and implored him to give him Brahmagyana. Now, this is something which you need to understand even before we go deeper with it. Very, very, very important. What we read is, it is that bhakti towards Baba is not to fulfill your desires. You must understand this. My desire of getting this, my desire of being that, my desire of this and that, it does not happen that way to any guru. To actually any Satguru like would not go in the direction, because now most of the people have, Baba recover this, Baba get this, and Baba get that done, Baba gave us this, it is not going to help you in your journey. Initially, it's okay. But in a longer journey, if you want to go, you must be lighter. Remember this. Anywhere you want to travel, you cannot be loaded with carrying stuff to go for a longer journey. You cannot. Now, desires fulfilling is basically carrying additional load on your shoulder. Remember. How? The moment you got a desire fulfilled, what is the next step? One more. And we will find a way for one more. We will find, Baba, you know very well, right? Now we got this home. For a long time, we wanted to change our car. You know that, right? So I'm not saying that give me this, but at least give me that. Okay, your car got changed. Baba, you know, now it's time for children to get settled. One more. So one after another keeps on adding up. And what happens is you are thankful for what you get. I'm not saying you're not thankful, but your relationship is like, I pet water, I added milk, tea leaves, sugar, I want to have a cup of tea. Understand this very deeply, mera bacha, and very carefully. Once you put water, and now you're thinking, I want to make a cup of tea, all the efforts of purifying that water to add other ingredients and drink it, you got that fulfilled. But now you have to again go back to the same intensity of heat to get water boiled. Are you getting it? No, wonderful. Okay, so we'll come back. Desire is like you have a goal, of getting something. You put all the effort to get to that. Once you got, you became very happy. I've enjoyed my cup of tea. But a journey of consciousness is consistent and constant. The moment you had that one cup of tea, it may turn around that you're limiting yourself and you're enjoying your tea. You enjoy it very well. You had a very wonderful, I wanted to have a good tea, I had good tea. But then the moment you finish the tea, you'll go back to bhakti, but you will have kind of a satisfaction level, but gradually the vacuum will increase. Again, now you want something else. Whereas if you let the water on the heat, now what is water on the gas? Water on the gas is yourself. Heat is his energy, his grace, which is letting you boil, purify yourself. So the ultimate purpose should be that I should be put on a very dim power to keep evaporating. Slow and steady evaporating myself. What does it mean? So the moment you start evaporating yourself, what will happen one day? I don't exist. So every single flame has gone to merged with him. Now, how will that happen? I'm not saying there's anything wrong to ask Bhagavan, give me this or give me that. I'm not saying that. Please don't take me wrong. We are bound to go to, when you have a genuine problem where it is not in your control, you can go to him, ask him, request him, please. But remember always, you know how in this story where Baba, a gentleman who was very rich, comes to Baba for a Brahmagyana, he thought the Brahmagyana is something of plucking a fruit from a tree and having it and gone. Right? Now, Brahmagyana is the, you're telling me the universal truth, the law of nature behind reaching the Nirakara from a Sakar to Nirakar's journey, from a physical body of mine to my consciousness inside me, which I'm not seeing it. Now, to get to that level and understanding, we need to keep ourselves charged and warm all the time. The moment you hoard yourself for something, like this gentleman who came to Baba, Baba, I've come from very far. I took a Tonga and come to you. Can you quickly give me Brahm Gyan? I have to go farther. Excuse me? Now, if somebody comes and tells you, give me Brahm Gyan, I need to go forward, what is the thought comes to you? Anybody? Can share, please? He's crazy. What else?
Impossible.
Impossible. Okay. What else?
I don't have Brahmagyan. How will I know what will I do?
Okay. So the very first thought which will really pull you off is, as everybody said, is that once you get a Brahmagyana, then there's no more rush left. Why? Now you're dissolved. See, what else is there for left for you to get more? It is not a pudding that you can start eating it, right? I've been served with Brahmagyana, start eating. Ha 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 ha. Vah, Ananda Mangalam. No. The moment first scoop of Brahmagyana gets in one scoop, one spoon, this much also gets inside you, you start feeling it. And you start doing what? Narayan, Narayan, Bhajman Narayan, 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 Bhajman Narayan. Murli Shyam, Mohan Shyam, Murli Mohan Shyam, Ghanshyam Sai Ram Mere Ram He Ghanshyam Sai Satguru Ram Narayan Narayan Bhaj Man Narayan Shri Hari Madhav Narayan Bhaj Man Narayan Murli Sham Mohan Sham Murli Mohan Sham Mere Ram He Ghanshyam Sai Satguru Ram. Now, what have we done, Buddha? We are telling Baba, you need a Brahmagyana. Now, this gentleman, when he comes to Baba, he says, Baba, I need a Brahmagyana. I'm in a rush. If you give me, I need to go forward. I would love that kind of a relationship and understanding, right, Buddha? Amazing, huh? Baba, फटाफट ब्रह्म ज्ञान दो, मुझे आगे जाना है. So what does it mean, Buddha? Then Baba called a child and said, go to Nandu Marwadi and get 5 rupees from him. He comes back, Nandu is closed. Okay. Go to Shama, go to Madhav, go to him, go to her. He sent in 4 or 5 places. Ultimately, he comes back with nothing. Baba very well knew none of those people are available. It was just to push. That person is now becoming restless. What else? Impatient. What else? Losing hope. Now the person is saying, I want a Brahmagyana. Now he's not even patient about it. He thinks, though, you know what? He's a rich man. Baba said to him, you did not understand what I'm telling you. This is to what we read yesterday. So all this, what I'm doing, you did not realize? No, I did not. Baba said, Prabhu, you have multifold of that money in your pocket. He was having 250 rupees. He could not shed 5 rupees to Baba and made run that gentleman from 10 places to get 5 rupees. Baba said, तेरे को समझ में नहीं आया, ये खेल किसी और के लिए नहीं, तेरे लिए ही था. This was just for you. When I was asking for 5 rupees, you sitting in front of me, you could not give me 5 rupees. And you're telling me to give you Brahmagyana. Now, Baba said, why 5? Why 5? 5 elements. जब तक आप 5 तत्वों का, हाँ? If you're not a Panchatantra, so that is what it comes to be. That is what he said yesterday. Prakriti, Buddhi, Ahankar, or Panch Tattva. If you are not able to work on that, which is we are created of, you want me to give you Brahmagyana? This is Brahmagyana. Wrap up your money and move. What does it mean, Putra, for all of us?
We need to work on ourselves first.
Right? What do we need to control? 5 senses. How do we do that, Putra? Remember one thing, Putra. Today, unfortunately, people have started to define the bhakti into religion. Bhakti is not religion, Putra. Bhakti is your relationship with God in any form. It does not matter. Bhakti is just your personal relationship. You can go to temple, you can go to Gurugar, you can go to mosque, you can go to church, you can go to synagogue, you can go anywhere you want. And you can be in the forest, in the nature. You don't even have to go to anywhere. You can be locked in your room also. Bhakti is nothing to do. It is bhakti, it is to all to do with the very foremost thing, is the place, the land where you are, Bhumi, the roof, water, your own energy, and the sun. You can be anywhere and you can work on that. You need to understand, Mera Bacha, that the ultimate part of your life, to give your children a good life, to give yourself a good life, to have a healthy family, to have a growing and peaceful family, you should be able to serve what you get, right? Is that we got? If we get something, only then we can serve. But if you are always in a circle of people who are only able to tell you this is right and this is not right, this is good for you because I am telling you this is good for you, and you are totally grumbled and mumbled in that thought process because you have a relationship of trust and you believe what they're telling you is right. Now you distract yourself from that journey for what the divine wants to give you. Now you get into the journey what physical people wants to give you. You don't know the reason why physical people want that from you, because somebody wants to give you the divine journey, has no other motive but only one, to uplift you, to connect you, and he would always do that, to connect you with him all the time. All the time. Nalini, Raja, आधा कप चाय देना please. This is what, it is nothing I wanted to share with all of you. It doesn't have to be physical. Love can be in any form.
Babaji, you know, every morning I offer tea to you. I know you're not physical here, but every day before sleeping, I just tell Baba, please give this to Babaji. Every morning, Babaji, and you came to know that.
I don't know nothing, Mera Bacha. I know nothing. I am good for nothing.
For thanks for accepting.
नहीं मेरा बच्चा, I am good for nothing. I am not at all. I have no existence of anything. I am zero and he is hero. What it gets put there is that only one thing. Now, whatever Nalini said has nothing to do with me. I was pushed by somebody to say this, right? I have no idea. I have no clue, Puttar. He has all the clue. Why, Puttar? We need to understand this, mere bachche. Let's chant something, anything, right? For understanding, like let's do this. Satnam Shri Vaheguru Satnam Shri Vaheguru Satnam 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 Ji Vaheguru 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 Ji Japo
Satnam 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 Ji Vaheguru 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 Ji
Japo Satnam 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 Ji वाहेगुरु 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 जी जपो
सतनाम सतनाम जी वाहेगुरु 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 जी
जपो सतनाम 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 जी वाहेगुरु 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 जी जपो
सतनाम 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 जी
वाहेगुरु 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 जी जपो सतनाम 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 जी वाहेगुरु 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 जी जपो सतनाम 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 जी वाहेगुरु 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 जी जपो सतनाम 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 जी वाहेगुरु 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 जी जपो सतनाम 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 जी वाहेगुरु 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 जी जपो सतनाम 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 जी वाहेगुरु 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 जी वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह जो बोले सो निहाल श्री अकाल सत श्री अकाल अकाल पुरख उदी सत वो ही सत है पुत्र इट इज अप टू यू मेरे बच्चे totally up to you you want a life of peace of happiness you want a life and not only to yourself putra a life which you want to give it to your family for people around you you have to work on something which is internally you want to love and give love to everybody you must be able to carry within you first putra you must be able to carry now importance of what Baba made us understand putra till we are able to now Baba said one beautiful thing I would love to share with all of you right qualifications for a Brahmagyana on or self-realization all persons do not see or realize the Brahma in their lifetime. Certain qualifications are absolutely necessary. Mumukshu, or intense desire to get free. He who thinks that he is bound and that he should get free from bondage and works earnestly and resolutely to the end and does not care of anything is qualified for spiritual life. Virakti, or a feeling of non-attachment with the things of this world. And the text, unless a man feels disgust with his things, emoluments and honors which his actions would bring in the world, and the next he has no right to enter into the spiritual realm. Antarmukha, introversion, our senses have been created by God with a tendency to move outward. And so man always looks outward and not inward. He who wants self-realization and immortal life must turn his gaze inwards and look to his inner self. Catharies, eliminating all base ideas and emotions, unless a man has turned away from wickedness and stopped from doing wrong, and has entirely composed himself, and unless his mind is the rest, he cannot gain self-realization even by means of knowledge. Right conduct, unless a man leads a life of truth, penance, and insight, a life of celibacy, he cannot get God realization. Preferring Shriyas, the good, to Prayas, the pleasant. There are two sorts of things that is good and pleasant. The former deals with spiritual affairs and the later with the mundane matters. Both these are open to man for acceptance. He has to think and choose one of them. The wise man prefers the good to the pleasant, but the unwise, through greed and attachment, chooses the pleasant. Control of the mind and the senses. The body is the chariot, and self, its its master. Intellect is the charioteer, and the mind in the reins of senses is the horses. Senses, objects are their paths. He who has no understanding and whose mind is unrestrained has his senses unmanageable, like the stray horse of a charioteer, does not reach his destination or get self realization, but goes through the round of his births and deaths. But he who understanding of those mind and retains has his senses under control, like the good obedient horse of a charioteer reaches the destination, a state of self realization whence he is not born again. The man who is understanding as his charioteer guide and is able to rein his mind reaches the end of the journey, which is the supreme abode of all pervading Lord. Purification of the mind, the necessity of a guru. Unless a man discharges satisfaction and disinterestingly the duties of his station in life, his mind will not be purified. And unless his mind is purified, he cannot get self realization. It is only the purified mind that vivek, disattachment to the unreal, crop up and lead to self realization. Unless egoism is dropped, avarice got rid of the mind, made desireless, pure self realization is not possible. The idea that I am body is a great delusion. An attachment to the idea is the cause of bondage. Leave of this idea and attachment, therefore, if you want to reach the goal of self realization. The necessity of a guru, the knowledge of the self is so subtle and mystic that no one by his own individual effort ever hope to attain. So, the help of another person, teacher, who has himself got self realization, is absolutely necessary. What others cannot give with the great efforts and pain can be easily gained with the help of such a creature who has walked on the path himself and can easily take the disciple step by step a ladder of spiritual progress. And lastly, the grace of Lord is the most essential thing. When the Lord is pleased with anybody, he gives them viveka and vairagya and takes him safe beyond the ocean, mundane existence. The self cannot be gained by the study of Vedas, nor the intellect, nor by learning. He whom the self choose gains it to self reveals its nature, says the Katha Upanishad. Putra, these are just few parts we were reading it. Now, there are different paths of where we really need to work on harder if we really are looking for something to get connected to him. You may desire to have a worldly connection, mere bache. You all may have it. I want to get settled in life. I want this one in life. I want that in life. Or you may have nothing and you want to get connected to him. But if you want to get connected to him, you still have responsibilities of people around you, which you need to abide by, do the way it should be done, the best for them. Simultaneously, you should not forget, we talked about it yesterday, is that love doesn't mean attachment. Love is not attachment, Putra. Love means that any care for others, humanity, givingness. And it is best part is that people say, I love it. I love to do it. But is your love picking and choosing between you and you? Love cannot pick and choose. You may be needing a different lesson than the other person, but that doesn't take it away apart. You already may be at a stage where you don't need everything. You just need a little push to go forward. It should be given accordingly to the person's path. We should not measure that way. Till the time you're fulfilling your family's needs, but realizing and helping your family also to tell them, listen, I'm very thankful that I am there, but please remember there's something more supreme than me. I am just in a body form, but my soul is somebody else it belongs to. Let's all work harder in this birth to uplift ourselves than crying and just crying. Crying doesn't mean that your tearing drops off. Crying means something or the other is always bothering us. Something or the other is always troubling us. My daughter, my son, my wife, my husband, my mother, my father, all that circle. Care and love for them is important. Prayers for them is important. But you can only do the best of prayers when you really are truly into it. Imagine if all of us today uplift ourselves in just prayers to love to Bhagavan, what will happen? Tomorrow your prayers will have such a solid impact. Because Bhagavan will have no other choice but to listen. Oh, mera bachcha is calling me, my child is praying for somebody. I need to do something. Maybe the child doesn't deserve it also, but the prayers are so strong that I have to do something for them. So if you uplift yourself to a level when you want to give others, not just your family, me and mine, but for people, somebody in your neighborhood, somebody at your office, that doesn't mean I'm telling you to change your relationship in the office. If there is a difference, let that part. Don't take away the humanity inside you. Maybe a change of words could be made better to communicate, right? But always have something to give.
You have humanity, you have automatically that differences go away for that person, whoever he is or she is.
How?
You only said that if there is a differences also, but still you have humanity, keep that differences, but feel good about them. So I'm saying that humanity is inside you, man. So automatically the differences go away.
Niputa, on a professional level of world today, okay? Now, if I want something to be done, and if that has not been communicated in a manner, so there's a table always, right? On the other side, yourself, on this side and that side. So you may choose a right kind of a words to communicate. Your purpose is that please do the work to help the organization because we're getting paid for that. Your efforts, your laziness is not helping the organization because we are paid for it. Now, in the terms of humanity, you will not tell them to give me your work. I will do it. You may be in a humanity, go forward and say, this is to be done this way. Can you take care of it? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. If the person is ready to learn 10 times, there's no problem. But if a person gets arrogant, he's not listening, he's not understanding, what will you do next?
But still, Baba, if we change, we can change others also.
Exactly, that's what I said. You have your wordings will change. Your communication or message will start changing automatically. It takes time, Putra. It doesn't happen right away. Remember this. This will only happen once your inside is changing with love. It will change. The moment inside is filled with love, it will change. But it takes its own course of time. Because it is also said, to communicate in right form of words is also His grace. You cannot, because if I have to tell you something, it is not mine. Example, I tell you, this is beautiful. And this is practical, realistical right now on the dot. So whatever this Jiba is saying, is it I'm planning something or somebody is saying? Who is it? There is somebody who is telling her what to say. So that automatically happens when your relationship comes to that point. You don't have to read, look at here and there. You think, no. It will be inbuilt in your system, like, where you have more safer cars today. Not all cars are with the same safety, but the cars who have more you know, technology built in a manner, they have that features in that, and that is why they're more pricey, is it not? So you are also your relationship becomes priceless. So the moment your relationship becomes priceless, you automatically get that molds in you. You automatically get that features in you. You will automatically have the sensors in you. They're all beautiful sensors, right? So they will help you. Provided one thing, remember always one thing, mere bachche. This is a very key element. This purification of the mind and God's grace and your teacher part. These are very few things which will nurture you in a correct manner. No matter what, the grace of God has still to become.
That is in the end.
That is at the end when you get to all the levels. Because, mere bacha, see, simple. Let's be part of it, my child. You have worked hard all your life. You worked hard, right? You worked hard in your life. What will happen, Putra? You start working harder, you start seeing changes in your life. What is the first thing? Okay, let me get something nicer for, let's go to the basic. Now I live alone. I just started earning. What is the first thing? Let me get a better place to live for. Let me change my kitchen, right? Let me give some healthy food to bring in. Let me do better groceries. Let's start from the basics. So we start working on now getting better food items. Let me make a little routine of my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now a little more wealth is coming out to me. I think I would need a car to drive. That will save me time. What next? You know what? It is better. Things are improving. I need a little room, a shelter for myself to have my own. You start working. Now you get engaged. You start getting, I think I need somebody, my partner in my life. You start getting a partner because now you're growing, right? Oh, the partner comes in. Now I need somebody else in my life, right? We need a better home to live now. So you start uplifting yourself as your wealth gets to attached in your life. But at only till certain level of life, huh? Then it starts to go down. Because you have gone to a level, now you don't need anything more. Now you want peace, 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 which you never worked for. All your life, you only went uphill of getting things, but you never tried to balance out yourself with uplifting yourself above your wealth. Now, your true wealth is your true connection with Him. Now, how is that more priceless? Because as your relationships grow with Him, what will happen? Everything else will start looking down. The importance of everything else will start fading out. You will have everything. You will get everything because He will love you. He takes care of you. He knows what to give you. But for to getting that point, you start rising yourself. If He becomes your wealth, trust me, mera bacha, there is no look back in this birth itself. Within this birth. But He must be your wealth. And to get Him as a wealth, you have to work how hard, you all know.
Babaji, sorry, I have one quick question.
Ji bataye.
Okay, I'm thinking love is very important, and I'm thinking that the connection of the heart to each other is a true love where the humanity comes. Otherwise, if there is the blood relation, is just only a fake and illusion if there is no connection with the heart. So then only it will get the real humanity. Is that true?
Right. Mera bacha, let's put it this way, Sharda. The moment you get a dip of, you guys create that syrup, right? Sugar dip, something, right?
Yeah, sugar syrup.
Sugar syrup, right? Now, in the sugar syrup, if you dip strawberries, for instance, what will happen, my child?
It dissolves on it and make it sweet.
It'll get a sugar coating on the top.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you dip that strawberry, It will get a sugar coated on the top. Now you put a bitter gourd in that. A Karela. Huh? Gourd, right? Sorry, that a little unpad thoda. So you dip that in the again sugar coating and bite that. What will happen? It will give you a mix of flavors. Original taste of bitter gourd and sugar coating. What does it mean, mera bacha? That true self inside which is there, after sugar coating also, we still need to work harder to clear our minds, to be able to give the same kind of a flavor. The sugar coating, which is the love, is not having any difference to anybody. That is not creating a difference. It is me who's having, because my basic thought process is not even. I have a bitterness in my seed. If I let that bitterness go, I will be even to everybody. Because that love, which is the sugar syrup, has no differences, because it is just a water and syrup in that. Will that change anyway, mere bachche? Whether now, how does the syrup differentiate that this sugar is from me, my home, or your home? Can that sugar make a difference, mera bachcha?
No.
So whether I take it from your home, my home, or anybody's home, the sugar will not change the characters of sugar. Water, is it from your home or my home, will not create a difference. The heat which will boil them and merge them together will not create a difference. And any kind of a substance from anywhere to be put in that will not create a difference. The only difference will come who's going into that and coming out. Not the sugar, not the syrup.
So I mean, like a connection of the heart to each with each human beings make us feel the pain of the other people. So the connection of the heart is important for the love. That I mean to say. Is
Yeah.
that true?
Yeah. So connection, mere bachche, is automatic. It's auto. The moment you are in free flowing, lighter, what will happen? You will automatically be walking on that, automatically. And what does it go by, Putra? How does it help people? You know, let's enjoy all of us together, right? And you will enjoy this part, right? I want to all of you sing there, and we'll all sing here. So they will die, right? Look at this love float now. Sai, 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 sai. Sai, 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 sai. 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 Sai, 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 sai. Sai, 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 sai. Shri Sachidanand Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Now this is the example, Mera Bacha. If all of us were floating in the same boat, was there a difference? Except the people who were not able to pay focus on the name, they had a problem because their thoughts were somewhere else and they were not with us. But otherwise, there was no difference. It was the same air. It was flowing quickly. So my request to all of you, Mera Bacha, what Baba gave us this chapter today of Brahmagyana, please work on that. The elements of Brahmagyana, Raghu, it is the today's part is the about Brahmagyana, right?
जी बाबा जी.
Okay, let's put that with us. So all of you, I would request to please take your time. Please, please, please. Whatever little bit time on a daily basis you can. Because remember, even if you get somebody in the world, you want to get it. But how far and what things are, we don't know. But once you get him, there's no look back. There's no look back. Let's go, Putra. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka bhavantu. Shri Sachidanand Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Mera bacha, my request to all of you, please take your time, please. Please. Sachidanand. Sachidanand.